What's going on, everybody? So continuing our Australian road trip, we are right now on the border between Northern Territories and Queensland, and in this video we are going to continue our road trip across Queensland, and we are going to be in the range of so many amazing reptiles that are found right here in Australia. Bearded dragons, black-headed pythons, just to name a few. So from here we're going to continue our Australian road trip, but not in that car. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures. All right, so we made it to the town of Mount Isa, and we're rearranging stuff, but we stopped here to take the first shower in about 4 days, and man, I love this vagabond herping lifestyle, but this is what the showers look like. You go back here, this is just a Shell station back here. This is where you stop and you take a shower and shave and do other things in here, but yeah, that's where you take the first shower in 5 days, right there. Whew, man, there is nothing like a good old herp trip when you're standing in the shower, you look down, you see all that dirt kind of do that little psycho shower scene around the drain. But this is how you vagabond herp out here in the outback of Australia. But we're gonna load back up our stuff and hit the road.
Did you eat the baby?
Oh my god. That's their #1 food source, baby.
Okay, look at this. We've got a frilled dragon just walking through this field. And we're gonna get, he's a big dude too. Hang on, don't spook him. We gotta surround him. It's raining out here, and he is just sitting right in this field. As soon as we approach him, he's gonna run. Oh, maybe I can just walk up to him and grab him. Okay, I've never seen a frilled dragon do this before.
Maybe it's the rain.
I don't know.
Got it!
Oh,
wow,
look at that big frill.
That frill is too.
Yeah, and
wow.
look at how big that pile of, okay. Wow.
What a beauty. Oh my
wow,
God, that
look
frill
at
is
that.
nearly perfect.
I absolutely love Australian frilled dragons. They are so colorful. Now, dude, why would you let me just come up and do that? I mean, it just seemed a little like counterproductive to survival out here, to let a big predator come up. But man, oh yeah, because it's cool and rainy out here, yeah. All right, look at this beauty. Oh man, I love it. Look at that orange on him. What a beauty. Opening his mouth and showing off that yellow.
Dude, that was so cool.
Now, I think I may have stepped in something trying to catch him. But that's the price we pay to catch frillies here in Australia. Look at that reticulated pattern on his back. This is a good looking lizard. This is one of, obviously, the most iconic Australian lizards out there. Frilled dragons. These are everybody's favorite lizard out here, but we came to this spot because this is a pretty famous ackie spot. There are all these rocks out here, and we're gonna find ackies. I was actually here back in about maybe 2017, and we just found maybe 12 ackies out here, but the weather is crappy, it's rainy, but it didn't stop this guy from being out and about, and you all saw it. I just walked right up to a frilled dragon. If it was sunny, this guy would be greased lightning up the trees. Never would have let me walk up to him like he did. But man, I absolutely love that orange on these frills. And if you've never felt a frilled dragon frill, it feels kind of like, I mean, it's really thin, and it feels almost kind of waxy. It almost feels like wax paper. Now, one of the things about Australian frilled dragons is that in the pet trade, most of the frilled dragons that are available come out of New Guinea, and they don't have these oranges, they don't have these colors, they're really drab. And there's a few Australian frilled dragons in the pet trade, but they're pretty few and far between, and they just, again, don't have this really awesome color that these guys have. But man, what an amazing lizard. What you got on your back there, Stephanie?
I don't know. I just felt something. Got a little itch or something.
You've got something on your back, Stephanie.
There's something on the wing. Something on the wing of the plane. Oh my God.
This is happening.
It's a boy, right?
Oh,
yeah.
What a boy. Crikey.
But anyway, we're gonna take some photos of this guy, and there's a whole group of trees that he was running towards over here, and that's exactly where we're gonna let him go, to run up that tree and, well, kind of avoid all the little cow landmines all over the place here. Ew. So as we're out here looking for ackie monitors, and we just found that amazing frilled dragon, we also found another dragon. Rainbow Mealworms is not only a proud sponsor of this channel, they are the premier source for all your reptile food needs. They grow all of their quality insects in-house, and I use them exclusively for all my insect-eating reptiles. So place your order today at rainbowmealworms.net or click the link in the description below. This is called a Jackie dragon, and this is another one of Australia's lizards that are in the dragon family. There's a whole subgroup of lizards called dragons, bearded dragons, frilled dragons, and this guy, the Jackie dragon. And as you can see, these guys are smaller lizards. They've got that brown mottled pattern to their back. There's really nothing like super wow factor about these lizards, other than they're just really cool dragon lizards that are found out here in Australia. A Jackie dragon. We're gonna let this guy go, and hopefully it's not gonna take us too long to find those ackies out here. This is a really hilly, montane habitat, and we don't generally think of bearded dragons living in a habitat like this. We always think that they're living in sandy soil in the desert where it's really hot and really dry, and that is not true. Bearded dragons occupy so many different habitats here in Australia, and this is one of them. It's very hot, it's very humid, it feels like Central Florida out here, and the bearded dragons that live in this environment are thriving in this environment. And this is what bearded dragons look like on the extreme eastern part of their range. They almost have these green hues to them because this environment is much greener and much more lush than the desert environments where this guy's cousins are found. But this is just a little baby, probably only, who knows, a couple months old maybe? But, oh man, this guy is just gorgeous. Those greens and those browns. I don't know if you've ever seen a green bearded dragon, but man, this guy has it. All right, what do you guys got over here?
I think we might have found an ackie. There we go.
Yeah, look at that pretty little ackie.
That is a nice yellow ackie with a lot of red on it. We got to wash him off and take a better look. Nice find.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Woo!
First yellow ackie.
All right, so we just got this beautiful yellow ackie monitor, and you know, a lot of people think that there's a difference between red ackies and yellow ackies, and there is a difference. One is red, one is yellow. And that's the entire difference. They're not a different species, they're not a different subspecies of ackie. They are a color phase of ackie, and you will find yellow ackies sitting right next to a red ackie and vice versa. Calling them red ackies or yellow ackies is basically a pet store name. There is no difference. It is just a different color variant of the same lizard. But these may be one of the most well-known and popular monitor lizards here in Australia. And out here where they're found in Australia, they're actually very common. You can go to places that are known for ackies. You can find maybe a half a dozen of these in about an hour. They're extremely common out here. So again, the difference between red ackies and yellow ackies, there isn't one. They're just different colors, and that's the difference between the two. And this one has a lot of really amazing yellow coloration to it. So, man, I love coming out here to Australia and finding these lizards. And every time I'm in their range, we find tons of them. They're extremely common. Such a cool monitor lizard. All right, so we pulled off the road to this location for a number of reasons. One, if you listen carefully, you can hear the wild parakeets over there. There's a whole flock of them, wild budgies, right over there. But this is the habitat of one of our target species, and that is the black-headed python. They are all over this place, and they are common. But there's also another reason why we stopped here, and it's because this place is full of ancient fossils. All right, check this out. This is really cool. There are these fossils all over these rocks, and this is like an ancient fish. You can see the scalation here. You can see the bony plate here. So this place is known for its fossils, and that's one big fish. I mean, I've caught bigger, but that's a big fish. And this is the habitat of one of the target species that we have for this trip. and that is the black-headed python. And they live in this scenario, in this habitat. You've got all these huge rocky outcroppings for them to hide in, and if you look over here, it's really weird because you've got red soil meeting yellow soil over here, and this is also the perfect habitat for knob-tailed geckos, and that's what the blackheads are feeding on out here. But it's just a matter of time before we flip one of these and come up with a black-headed python. Such a cool place in the world.
Morph Market is the #1 online marketplace for all your reptiles and amphibians. You can search through over 60 categories to find your perfect new pet, whether it's the latest boa constrictor morph or your 150th crested gecko. It's all right here at one place. Morph Market.
All right, so that didn't take long at all for us to find one of my favorite Australian pythons, the black-headed python. This one was just under a rock here, and this guy is a little bit thin, so not usually used to seeing really thin black-headed pythons like this out here, but I just absolutely love those tiger stripes all the way down this snake. This is one of the most strikingly beautiful pythons in the world, really. And the reason why they have that black head is because what these guys will do is they'll wedge themselves under a rock or go down into a burrow, and they will just stick that black head out of the entrance of the burrow or out from under a rock, and that black head will absorb all the heat. So this snake can thermoregulate itself. It can heat itself with just its head, because that head is absorbing that heat, and the blood vessels will carry that heat throughout the entire body. So this python will literally bask while hiding most of its body underground. Now, black-headed pythons are unique from other pythons throughout the world, and comment below if you know what separates this python from other pythons around the world. Other pythons around the world have something that this snake does not have. Comment below and let us know what it is that this snake doesn't have, and bonus points if you can also name the other python that shares this unique characteristic. But again, these are without a doubt my favorite Australian pythons. I love finding these when I'm over here. I found a ton of these in previous trips, but these are actually extremely common pythons, and they are found from coast to coast across all of northern Australia. And it's actually a very rare thing for you to be in their range and not see at least one black-headed python. They are that common. Such an amazing snake. I'm gonna let him go right back under that rock where we found him, but black-headed pythons in Australia, I will never get sick of finding these out here. Oh my God! All right, look at this. This is a big old blackhead. Look at that beauty. Holy crap. Come here, honey. Let's take a look at you. Oh yeah. I mean, it's just so amazing to be cruising down the road and see a big old blackhead like this. Man. Oh, did he?
Reaching up his skirt.
Hey.
Australian whipped cream.
That's Australian whipped cream. Damn, she's thick. Blackhead flavor. All right, guys, have a look at this big, beautiful blackhead python. This guy was just literally sitting on the side of the road. We almost missed it as we drove by. This is exactly the essence of herping in Australia. You know, you go anywhere in the United States and you go herping, you see whatever, king snakes, gopher snakes, anything like that on the side of the road. You come to Australia, you see stuff like this on the side of the road. So this is a big female. Eric just proved that. And God, this is just absolutely gorgeous. I love the tiger stripes on this snake. Love that big black head. Man, what a big, beautiful snake. So we're gonna take some photos. She was heading in that direction, and that's exactly where we're gonna release her. Big blackhead here in Australia. It just doesn't get any better than this. All right, come on, sweetheart. We're gonna take you well off the road in the direction you are heading. And there we go. Off you go, beautiful. Go back to Australia. Look at that. Oh, see you, sweetheart. Man, how awesome is that? Just a big ol' Aspideides, a black-headed python sitting on the side of the road. Things are cruising. We're just getting started. We're gonna get back on the road and see if we can find a million more things. Let's go.
A million more!
Million more!
Pretty good movement tonight.
Oh, look at this. This is the vehicle I'm riding in. We've got so much
That is
stuff.
all you guys.
No, this
You're
is
all in the Mac.
not you guys. This is all mine. Good God,
Junk food king up there.
I'm pretty cramped in here. All right, here we go. All right, so this is really crazy. We're road cruising out here, and all of a sudden, we get this alert that a massive storm is coming in. It's starting to rain, and we are literally in the middle of nowhere. There's no trees, there's nothing around us, just flat scrubland. And so, we had to park the car here. We found this bathroom right here, and this is where we're gonna have to camp. We are gonna have to camp inside the bathroom because the storm is coming, and this is the only shelter that we have to set up our tents. They're single tents like this. It's called swag. I'll show those off later. This one's mine. This one's Troy's. Right in the bathroom.
So
Oh man, we are gonna get drenched if we were. No, well, no. I mean, I'm just saying that if we were out there in the wilderness, we would get drenched. But that storm is already coming, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but that's it. It's just grassland as far as you can see. So we parked the truck here. Hopefully no travelers come down here and have to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. They're gonna have a little rude awakening. But this is home for the night. We're camping in the bathroom. Oh man, the first time and last time, right. Well, we don't know
probably
last
not the
time.
last time. Yeah.
Now that we're set up, there's a bunch of frogs over there calling with the incoming storm.
Now we're going
Let's go
herping.
check that out.
Oh, all right, all right. Let's go see some frogs. Wait a minute. So over here in the women's bathroom,
Don't let it go.
Stephanie. Right here in the bathroom, Stephanie catches.
Setting up my little
Setting your tent up in the women's room. You catch, and now it's a children's python. It's a baby children's python. But being that this is the female bathroom, is it female?
obviously it's female.
Yeah, obviously it's female.
Yeah, it's in the female bathroom.
That's crazy. Look at this little baby children's python.
It's adorable.
It's very adorable.
He likes this cold weather more than I do.
You know what? If we hadn't set up camp in the women's room, we never would have found this guy. That's crazy. Oh, what a cutie. What are you going to name him?
Stephanie Jr.
Stephanie Jr. Where was she? Just here?
Coming out of this, just halfway out of that hole.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's Australia right there. Pythons coming out of every nook and cranny.
Every orifice.
I was going to say that, but then I was going to edit it out. All right, seriously, this has been the craziest night herping Australia I have ever had. Not only do we need to sleep in the bathrooms, but then Stephanie pulls out a baby children's python. If I wasn't filming this, nobody would believe it.
Yeah.
That storm is going to hit us any second here, so we've got to kind of batten down the hatches here. But camping in the bathrooms and finding a children's python, you cannot get any more Australia than that. Okay, so before this storm hits, we heard these frogs calling from camp. There's a little pond right over here. We're going to see if we can see these frogs. They just shut up, so we're close.
This one's not calling, actually. It's the one to the left that's calling. Where's it calling?
Where's that one calling?
Oh, there it is on the bank.
But this White's tree frog over here is calling. Look at this chubster. Hi, buddy.
So the question is it in such a catatonic state that it'll start calling again for us?
Let's find out. So we've got a White's tree frog here, otherwise known as a dumpy tree frog. And this is a big male who was calling on the shore here. And these guys are actually relatively common here in Australia. And they're common in the pet world too. All right, so here's the other frog that was calling. And I recognize it, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to look it up and put that name on the screen right there. Oh, he's calling. Stephanie walked right by and he started calling to Stephanie.
Yeah, baby.
And then he shut up when I came. All right, I'm just gonna...
That's a good sized dumpy.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you two alone to get a room. All right, so that was kind of cool to see those White's tree frogs. We see those in pretty much every reptile shop across the country. Really cool to see them out here calling like this, but that storm is picking up. It's already starting to rain. We are gonna get drenched by the time we get back to our, well, men's room campsite, but there are frogs calling all around us. There's two ponds here, one in front of me, one over there, but we're gonna go before this storm hits and we're gonna call it a night. So we will see you guys in the morning. if we survive. You know, guys, I'll tell you, if there's one country in the world that I love road tripping across, it's Australia. It is so wild and so raw out here, and you can go hundreds and hundreds of miles without passing a town, no billboards, no fast food restaurants, just pure wild beauty out here, and that's why I come back to Australia time and time again. But our road trip is far from over. From here, we're gonna head all the way to the coast and explore a lot more of different habitats that Australia has to offer, with a lot more recognizable and awesome reptiles. So until next week when we continue our Australian road trip, as always, thanks for watching, and until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.